ANC in Ekurhuleni, the region, has now postponed its elective conference to the 20th of May amid disputes about the legitimacy of branch general meetings that were held there. The region will only go ahead with the conference if those disputes are actually resolved. Let's take you live there, bring in our reporter Pelane Phakgadi, who's been speaking to the ANC in the Ekurhuleni region. You're at the offices, Pelane, in Germiston. What exactly is the issue with the processes that were followed during the BGMs?
Well, of course, I mean, the conference was supposed to be held this coming weekend, but there has been a postponement so that they can allow all the due processes as far as the appealing is concerned. Over 44, we do now understand, disputes were raised and they have been resolved. Others have been appealed. But let us just to get an indication as to what is the progress now. TK Nciza is, of course, the secretary here in Ekurhuleni. 44 disputes were lodged. You have managed to deal with some of them. How many have you managed to deal with? How many are being appealed at this current stage, and how far along is the process?
Let me start by greeting your viewers. The process is very progressive. I think we are getting ready for conference. The people of Ekurhuleni and the people of the ANC are longing for the leadership. So the ANC will renew itself next week. The disputes from about 22 branches were about 44. All of them, they've been dealt with by the regional dispute committee. And then I think about 7 or so, they are at the level of the appeals. And I think if there's anybody else who will then want to appeal to the National Dispute Committee, that process should take about 4 to 5 days. By the time we get to next week, Tuesday or Wednesday, we don't believe that there should be any disputes going inside conference. And we know what are the disputes in the ANC. A dispute is not about a branch that is corrected or not. It's about really what would have happened in the BGM and so forth and so on.
Yeah, basically that brings me to a question as well. Having asked your counterpart in Johannesburg the very same question, what is the nature of this particular dispute? I'm sure it's not only about the correction as you already put it, but what is the nature of these disputes that are coming to your offices and now are on appeal at the PEC level and could be very well might just go to the national level if they are still very much disoriented?
They differ from time to time. I mean, you will have a person that was not in a meeting but wants to dispute a meeting. You'll have a person that says, the counting was not correct and so forth. But you have to come with evidence. One thing about the new system of the ANC that you must respect is that it is live and it shows you the truth and you can't deceive it. If you do the wrong things, it will expose you. That's one thing that I believe, as we're talking about this renewal, the ANC has done very well. Introducing of the new system kills a lot of bogus branches that gets launched in the ANC that have been launched over time. But it needs also for you to understand it, whether you are secretary of the ANC or secretary of the branch or secretary of the ANC in the region and the province. That's one thing that will eliminate a lot of people who will dispute branches that themselves, they know they are bogus.
Yeah. You're talking about unity there, and there are different lobby groups. I know you are part of one of the lobby groups as well to retain your position as secretary. How confident are you that post the 20th, when the conference begins, then only the African National Congress will win and not even just a particular lobby group?
It's the nature of the ANC. It's a democratic movement. We allow democracy and views. It's a vibrant movement. And people must express their views, but they must be done internally. They can't be that on the basis of our contestations or on the basis of views that are coming from the ground, we then plunge the ANC into a crisis. We are very confident that come the 22nd of April, of May rather, we will have a united African National Congress in Ekurhuleni. All lobby groups will collapse. There will be leadership like any other region, like any other province. Leading into conferences, the ANC is a big organization and you have people who behave differently. Others believe there must be discipline. Others believe they must mobilize society for internal processes. Yeah. Others believe there must be discipline and act within the constitution and the guidelines of the ANC. But come the 20th, we will start battle of ideas. Comrades will raise their views that are coming from their branches. Yeah. And once that process is done, there will be leadership that must be followed by everybody.
Definitely, TK Nciza. Of course, the secretary of the ANC here in Ekurhuleni is saying that all lobby groups will collapse at the end of the coming conference, which is at the next weekend, beginning on the 20th and scheduled to end on the 22nd. His belief is that the ANC will win after that, and not only individual people, because you've seen quite a number of lobby groups currently vying for the top positions, top 5 positions here in the province. So disputes currently, some of them, about 7 or 8 or so, as he said, are currently at the appeal level at the provincial executive, and if they so wish, those who have lodged those complaints could still go to the national level, but those processes should end by the end of next week, rather.